Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I got home from work and it's Christmas. So I'm actually in my DD garage. Got the old Volkswagen TDI, aka my dad's wagon. Gets me from A to B, but more importantly, we got parts for King Dent. So the first parts that we got, and we have more parts coming. They're on their way. But the first parts we got were from Detroit Axle. So we have, you guessed it, we're gonna be putting some cross-rolled and slotted rotors on the truck because we have the big dually wheels and the adapters, and I need this thing to stop on a dime. So I'm gonna throw those on just because I'm excited about them. And we have right there 6 mud terrains. I end up going with a 35, 12, 50, 22. And they are Dirt Commanders. They're probably not the most expensive tire, but they're 12 ply and they were pretty affordable, and they have lots of tread. So I'll throw them on maybe in a couple hundred miles once I get some truck wore in a little bit, see how they're wearing, do a little bit of review on them. But I'm excited. This thing's gonna look sweet with these big tires. You can just think, I mean, I know what a dually looks like, but those in the back of that truck, it's gonna look pretty aggressive. Stay tuned. Well guys, they look awesome. They'll look even better once I get the dually adapters on there, wheels bolted up. But you know something missing right in here. So just wait, it's on its way. We got all sorts of goodies coming. Really excited to put these new calipers I got on. And hello.
Hi.
Yep, I said hi.
Hi.
So you guys already know I got the cross-rolled rotors. Got these SSVC calipers, all billet, 6-piston. They're really nice. They are extremely lightweight.
Say hi.
I know, yeah, we said hi, huh? So they're gonna be direct bolt on. I went with these because if I put a smaller wheel and tire combo on it, then these will actually fit. So I'm gonna get these bolted up and see how they look. Well guys, they're all bolted up. Straightforward, just like a stock caliper. 2 bolts in the back, that's it. I'll have to torque them whenever I get everything else buttoned up. But first impression is, I mean, even though they're a stock location, they, I mean, the piston width far exceeds the, you know, the 2 smaller pistons on a stock caliper. I'm hoping that they're gonna do well. Nice lightweight, really wide. That and pistons are on either side too. Stock location, pistons are just one side, and then this is just kind of like a holder. But it does have 3 pistons on each side, so it clamps, you know, on both sides in, so it gives you that extra clamping force. But other than that, I think they look pretty good. Alright guys, I got the steering box for Super Duty. what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a template for these 3 holes, so that way I can transfer it onto the frame. Okay, now I just got a couple of short bolts, because this is kind of recessed, if you can see on the side. So if I bring this up with the bolts, using the bolts, that way I can just transfer this right onto a flat piece of cardboard or paper and get my exact locations for each of the holes. Guys, I got my plate up on the frame. You can see I have it cut out in the corner here so I can get to that bolt. It's snug up against right here. I ground that down and ground down this lip. Whenever I had this cut, I had it cut so that way it would be not all the way the width of the frame, but about 1/8 on either side, so that way I would have a lip to weld on top and bottom. If not, it's no biggie. You can just burn it in a little bit hotter, but it just makes it a little bit nicer because you have a little bit of step to put your bead. I got it clamped. I have a little bit of space right here where I have to put a C-clamp to really push it against the frame. But other than that, it is in position. So what I did was put my drill bit in. I looked in the frame and got my square, and then just squared up my bit. And then while I was against the frame all squared up, I just made sure that the marking was the same for whenever I used my little jig, which it is. Alright guys, since mounting this steering box, in my opinion, is probably the worst part of this swap, you have to make sure that the inside plate matches the holes on the outside of the frame, and if they're off, then all your holes are going to be off. So what I'm going to do is, I have my inside plate, I took it back off, because what I'm going to make a template for future swaps, or if anyone needs one of these plates made, I can make a plate, so that way it's basically foolproof. If I have a template from the one I make right now, I'll just scribe this in the aluminum, and then I can always cut it out in this, using the steel, and you just put it up against your frame, and then you weld it, and everything else will line up, and all the hard work is already done. So I'm going to scribe this. Then I'm going to put this back up there, finish weld it, and hopefully get this box, the steering box, bolted in. Well, there you have it. It's all scribed out. Got my bolt holes where they need to be. I might just pop these out and rough this out for now, but I'll just keep them on the shelf. Well, there it is. The template. It should match pretty darn close. There you have it. guys was make these little standoffs to go in between the frame and the plate. And I burned this one in, so you can see it's all the way through. Oh, let me get the light. All the way through. And what I'll do is I'll grind this flush and then drill my second hole up here and do the same thing. I'll sleeve it, or put the stand off, whatever you want to call it, sleeve, so that way it doesn't crush in between the frame. And then I'm going to burn this plate in and bolt up the box. Well guys, it's mounted. It definitely took longer than it was supposed to, but again, I made a template and I still have to make a plate for the outside here. What I have to do is I have to tie these 3 bolts in, and then I have to run the plate down to this pad here for my track bar, and then that'll tie everything together, and I'll just bolt that plate on here, weld it to here, have a couple gussets, and then this plate will unbolt, this one will unbolt, and then I can take the track bar off. But other than that, it's on there. Well guys, till next time, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and stay tuned until the big old King Dent rolling down the road.